Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? I hope all of you are very well. And as usual, you are practicing, you are trying to make sure that you are doing different activities, you are doing different exercises to make sure that you speak on different topics, because that is something very important. And this is something I always say whenever we have a class. I always talk about this point because you also need to understand that there is no shortcut to practice. Practice is the only thing that you have to do in order to be better, in order to take your level to the next level. So this is something very important, and you have to make sure that you are, we have done different exercises. Apart from those exercises, you can also do some exercises from your side. You can also think about some situations, some topics, and there you can see that what kind of comfort level you have with that particular situation. Now, what do we mean by the kind of comfort? It simply means that you are able to think about that topic, and then you are able to use sentences, you are able to talk about that particular situation in a comfortable manner. So you are able to think different sentences. Because when you talk about something, you use different sentences from different situations. Sometimes you talk about present, and then past, and then future. And then we have different situations. Sometimes you talk about something that is happening. So there you use continuous situation. You see someone doing something, and then you talk about that. And in the same way, maybe in past, you saw someone doing something or do something, then you talk about that. And similarly, in a future situation, if you want to talk about future, so there are different situations, and for those situations, we have different structures, and these structures help us in that way that we can talk about any situation. So according to the topic, according to the situation, you use multiple sentences, you use different sentences to talk about all those things or topics or situations that you want to talk about. So this is something you have to keep on doing to make sure that all the different structures, all the sentences. When you think about some topic, when you talk about some topic, then you use different structures. And that's how those structures are fresh in your head. If you don't use, then those structures won't be fresh in your head. So you have to keep all the structures fresh in your head so that whenever you want to use them, whenever you want to think about that, they are coming nicely without any confusion, without any doubt related to that structure. And for that, this is important that I discussed in the last class also, that you have to stop doing translation. Okay, you have to stop doing that, and you have to think of thinking directly in English, because then that is beneficial. And how is that beneficial? I talked about that in the last class. So keep that point in head also, that it is good to get into the habit of thinking directly in English, not taking the help of translation. Of course, you can take the help of translation when there is a difficult situation, you are not able to understand the sentence, or you are not getting the word there. You can take the help, or you can also take the help of translation when there is a new situation and you just want to understand that how that structure is used, how the sense comes out when you use that structure or sentence in that particular situation. So that way, you can take the help of translation. Once you have understood, then stop doing that. Then try to take help as less as possible, because this is something you have to keep on trying. Because again, this will you think that you are taking the help of translation a lot. So stop doing that, and then try to think directly in English. If you do so, then gradually, slowly, you will get into the habit of doing that, of thinking that. All right. So that's why you have to do all these things, and it takes some time. Okay, so keep this point in head also. For example, if you are thinking about some situation and you see that you are not able to think a lot, you are not able to use a lot of sentences, so don't get disheartened, because it takes time, right? But if you keep on doing, that's why it is said that practice. That's why it is said get into the habit. Okay, so once you get into the habit, then it becomes comfortable. But in the starting, there would be some challenges, there would be some confusion. So, but you have to keep on doing that. You have to keep on doing. So slowly, gradually, you are getting to the habit of doing things like that. Okay. All right. So in the last class, we talked about models. We saw some more situations related to the models. Before that class, we talked about models related to different situations. So there are so many situations where we use modal verbs, and we use modal verbs so that we can give the proper sense, proper idea related to that particular situation about what you think or what you feel or what kind of message you want to give to your listener. So that way, modal verbs are very important, and they are somewhat tricky also. They are somewhat confusing also, because in so many examples you saw that they are used in more than one situation. So one model can be used in different situation also. So you just have to make sure that you understand that where to use what, and with the help of some examples, with the help of some sentences, you can try to understand that, yeah, they are used that way. So if you make some sentences, if you think, because this is something, again, you will understand if you make sentences, then only you will understand that, okay, how to use. Because related to modal verbs, we talked about percentage. So keep that point in your head, that percentage wise you can use them if you are very sure, right? Use accordingly. If you are less sure, then you can use accordingly. So that way you can make sure that you are using modal verbs. And again, modal verbs will come just by practice as any other structures. Okay, so this is all about making sentences or practicing as much as possible. So there are so many modal verbs, and we have different usage of modal verbs. Okay, so let me first share this page with you. So here it is a 44th day, and here we are discussing modal verbs. And before modal verbs, we have done different situations, and those situations you have to make sure that you are very comfortable. Okay, and about modal verbs, we have these many modal verbs, and you need to understand where to use what, right? So can, could, may, might, they can be placed, they can be used, they can be placed in place of one another, right? So, but you have to see that what is the sense coming out when we use them, what kind of sense you want to mention, you want to say when you talk about some situations where you are using modal verbs. So they are very helpful. Okay, some of the modal verbs we have already discussed, and these are the different situations where we use modal verbs. So there are so many different situations, and as per the situation, right, we have different modal verbs, and we use them accordingly. And there you can take the help of percentage, right? For ability, you can use can, you can use could, you can use may, you can also use might. In the same way, for permission, you can use may, can, could, might. For request also you can use, but you have to understand that what is that little difference when we use any one of them. Okay, so for possibility also you can use them. Suggestion, obligation, advice, prohibition, speculation, necessity, we are going to talk about. Okay, before that, in the last class, we saw that may is also used in one of the situations where we call it related to wishing someone or blessing someone. There we only use may to wish others or to bless others. Okay. Now, so there was one more situation where we saw some examples related to might. So we have can, could, may, might. They can be used, but there is something related to percentage that they are very strong or somewhat weaker or somewhat weaker. For that way, you have to use. Okay. All right. Next, there is one more situation. So you are going to see some examples for that situation also. Okay, and what is that situation? That situation is related to past possibility. Okay, now when we talk about past possibility, it means when you are talking about this situation, when you are making sentence, you are just guessing about the past possibility, right? And when you do so, when you guess, right, where you don't have proper information, and you are just guessing, related to past possibility. So understand this point. You are guessing about past possibility because you don't have full information. So in that situation, we can use could have, we can use may have, we can use might have. And with all these, we are going to use past participle. Okay, what do we mean by past participle? It simply means that you are going to use verb third form. Okay, so could have, may have, might have, past participle that you can use. So you can make any sentence with the help of could have. In place of could have, you can use may have, you can use might have, and keep that percentage point in your head. We use could when you think of 50%, you use may when you think of, let's say, 25% and might 10%. That way you have to keep in head. Okay, so you can use any one of them. And for example, let's understand this with the help of example. So for example, someone is asking this question, where is Rahul? Okay, someone has asked you this question, where is Rahul? Now, you don't have any information about Rahul and you want to guess here. Okay, you are guessing. So you will say, for example, you will say, um, he could have gone home. Where is Rahul? Rahul kahan pe? He could have gone home. So you are guessing about past possibility. And what is the sense coming? वो घर चला गया होगा. He could have gone home. वो घर चला गया होगा, right? या वो घर पर होगा. He may have gone home. Now, this is also important to see that what is the sense coming in Hindi also, right? So some people say like this, वो घर पर चला गया होगा. Some people say that वे घर पर हो सकता है. So you are guessing, right? You are guessing. So he could have gone home. He may have gone home, or he might have gone home. He might have gone home. So here we can use all the three examples to talk about past possibility, and there you don't have information. आपको नहीं पता है कि राहुल कहाँ है. So you are just guessing. आप guess कर रहे हैं, right? कि कहाँ हो सकता है, कहाँ पे होगा वो, right? So he could have gone home. हो सकता है वो घर पर चला गया होगा, या हो सकता है वो घर पर हो. He may have gone home. He might have gone home. So that way we can use could have, may have, might have, and plus past participle. Okay, so that way we can use this structure could have, may have, might have for past, with the help with past participle for such situation where you don't have information and you are guessing, and that is past possibility. Past में ऐसा हुआ होगा, right? ऐसा हो सकता है. That kind of sense is coming out. So you you have to understand the situation, because Hindi is somewhat typical here. If you see the sense, because some people say होगा या चला गया होगा या ऐसा हो सकता है. So all those senses are coming, but you have to see that the situation is related to past possibility, and there you don't have information. You are guessing. You don't have information and you are guessing. For example, if you say where is my shopping bag? Okay. If someone asks like this, where is my shopping bag? So the person is saying, oh, I could have left in the cafe. I could have left in the cafe. हो सकता है मैं कैफे में भूल गई हूँ, right? Past possibility, right? Guessing, because you don't have information, right? Where is my shopping bag? I may have, I may have left, I might have left. So you can use all the three parts. You can use with could have, you can use with may have, you can use with might have for past possibilities where you don't have complete information. Okay. So as you are seeing that modal verbs are used in different situations, and there are different areas where we can use them, and where we can use one modal verb, we can replace it with another modal verb with a little change. So these ideas you understand in a better way when you think of your own sentences and when you make your own sentences. All right. Okay. Now see one more situation. Now we have one more situation where the situation is you had the option, right? Where we had the option, or you had the option, but you didn't choose that option. Okay. So understand the situation. The situation is where you had the option. You had the option in the sense that, okay, we will make the sentence and then you will understand. So, but the idea is you had the option, but you didn't choose. Okay. But you didn't choose. In that particular situation, we follow this structure. Okay. We follow this structure, could have, plus past participle. Okay. Now this is a different situation. You just saw one example. What was that situation? That you were guessing, you didn't have information, and it was related to past possibility. Now here the situation is you are talking about something, and again this will be related to past situation because the sense is coming. You had the option, but you didn't choose. You had the option, but you didn't choose. So for that particular situation, you will follow this structure, and we will simply follow this one only, right? We will not replace here with may or might here. We will not use may and might here in place of could. So we will only follow this structure where could have and past participle. Okay. Also, in all these examples, in all these sentences, pay attention that we do not change anything as per singular subject, plural subject, right? So could have with all the subject, right? So you will not say that, okay, because a singular subject, so we will use in place of have, has. No. Okay. So he could have, she could have, we could have, they could have, you could have. Okay. So for example, uh, let's make this example. Someone is saying, I could have bought that jacket. Okay. Now, what is the person saying when the person uses this sentence, I could have bought that jacket? So the person wants to say that I had that option. I had money. I could have done that. Okay. So that way the person is saying, I could have bought that jacket. And what is the sense coming? Sense coming related to past situation. You went to the market, right? You went to the market and then you came back from the market. And there, after coming from the market, you are making this sentence. You are using this sentence that I went to the market and there I saw a wonderful jacket. Yeah, I could have bought that jacket. I could have bought that jacket. So you had the option of buying the jacket, but somehow you didn't choose because of some reason, right? So you can talk about that reason also. I could have bought that jacket, but I didn't have enough money at that time. Okay, so you can give the reason also. But what is the sense coming here? कि मैं वो jacket खरीद सकता था. I had the option, right? कि मैं वो jacket खरीद सकता था, but somehow I didn't have money, or I could be any reason, right? So you give that reason and you talk about it. Okay. So here you are using could have, past participle, that is the verb third form, to talk about a situation. And this is a fresh situation. And what is the situation? You had the option, but you didn't choose, right? But you didn't choose. For example, let's make this sentence. So your friend is using this statement, okay? You could have called me. So what your friend wants to say, you could have called me. So definitely this is related to past situation. And your friend is saying you had that option, but you didn't do that. You had that option. What was that option? That you could have called me. You could have called me, but let's say, but you didn't call me. What was the reason? I want to know. You could have called me. So your friend is saying, yes, I could have called you, but somehow I forgot about it. Okay, so related to past situation and where the person had option and somehow the person didn't do that. The person didn't choose that option because of multiple reasons, right? It could be any reason. Okay. For example, okay, let's see this example. They could have invited guests. So if someone is making this a statement. They could have invited guests, right? They could have invited guests. So it means they had the option. They had the option. Situation is related to past. They had the option, but somehow they didn't choose that, right? Because of some reasons, right? It could be any reason. They could have invited the guest, but they didn't invite, right? They didn't invite because they didn't want to invite, right? So it could be one of the reasons. So that way, understand the situation. The situation is where you had the option, but you didn't choose that option, right? You didn't choose that option, and we use it for past situations. And when we talk about this situation, we simply use could have and past participle verb third form, right? That way you can use. Okay. I hope it's getting clear. So there are so many different situations where we can use these modal verbs. So it's important to understand these different situations. And again, you understand them better when you think of such situations where you are thinking, where you are making sentences like these, and there you understand that, okay, like this, we can make sentences, we can use sentences. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, also understand this easy situation. Okay. So there is one more situation. Okay, where we use situations like for advice, for suggestions. Okay. So when you think of suggesting someone, when you think of advising someone, so there for present situations, you use should. Okay. You are advising someone, you are suggesting something to someone. So for example, you are suggesting your friend that, so this is something you are suggesting your friend, you should study more, right? So you are with your friends and you are suggesting yourself, okay, we should watch that movie. Okay. So it could be a suggestion, it could be a advice. For example, you are suggesting yourself, okay, I should play more cricket. You play cricket, but you are suggesting yourself that you should do that more. So easy sentences, right? With the help of should, we make all these present sentences. These are present related sentences. Okay, I will write this again. So these are present related sentences where we are simply following this structure. You use a subject. Now it could be any subject, singular, plural, and with that you use should, you use verb first form, and then you place object, whatever the remaining part is there. Okay, so that's how you make simple sentences with the help of should, where the idea of making such sentences of using should is simply that you are suggesting or you are advising, you are giving a piece of advice to someone. Okay, now what kind of sense comes when you use such kind of sentences in it? So as you suggest, as you advise, right, करना चाहिए. So you should study more. आपको और ज़्यादा पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए. Suggest कर रहे हैं हम अपने friends को suggest कर रहे हैं. We should watch that movie. It's a wonderful movie. We should watch that. हमको वो मूवी देखना चाहिए. सजेशन है, राइट? अभी ऐसा एकदम से फोर्स नहीं हुआ कि ऐसा ही करना चाहिए, राइट? सो अभी सिर्फ सजेशन चल रहा है, एडवाइस चल रही है, एंड फॉर दैट वी आर यूजिंग शुड. I should play more cricket, right? You think you play cricket, but you are suggesting yourself that you should do that more. So there you are using should. I should play more cricket. Okay, you will make all sentences in the same way. When you make negative sentences, should not, you will simply add not. For example, you are suggesting your friend, you should not, you should not shout in the class. So your friend has the habit of shouting in the class, and there you are suggesting your friend, you are advising, hey, you should not shout in the class, right? You should not shout in the class. So there are so many sentences. Understand the sense that we use for suggestions, for advice, and we take the help of should. You can make all sorts of different sentences that we normally make. Simply means positive sentences, negative sentences, questions, and questions with WH words, right? For example, uh, you are asking question. You are asking question. Should he go there? Right? Should he go there? क्या उसे वहाँ पे जाना चाहिए? Asking question, asking suggestion. क्या उसको ऐसा करना चाहिए? Right? Should he go there? Yes, he should go there. No, he should not go there. अब यहाँ पे ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि हम can could be use कर ले. Right? वो थोड़ा सा सेंस चेंज हो जाएगा. So आपने किसी से पूछा should he go there, तो हो सकता है वो आंसर ऐसे दे दे. Yes, he may go there. Right? So वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा वीक करके he can go there, strong. जा सकता है, right? No problem. He can go there. He may go there. This is his choice. He may go there. He could go there. He might go there. This is his choice. So understand that as per the situation, whatever the situation is, you can use different modal verbs. Once you understand how to use them, once you understand what are those different areas where you can use them, okay? For example, all right, you are talking to your friend, okay, and you are asking him this suggestion. You want to take advice from him. What should I do? मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? What should I do? मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? Uh, you may play. You should play, right? You should study more. You might go to watch movie. You may watch movie. You can watch movie, right? So जैसे क्वेश्चन आ रहा है उसी के अकॉर्डिंग आंसर आ सकता है एंड उसमें सिंपल सा हम ये देखें कि हम किस तरह से आंसर्स दे सकते हैं, right? So this you can do with the help of different modal verbs once you understand and how to use them. All right. Okay. Before ending the class, I will give you some exercises that you will try to do by yourself. And then in the next class, related to can, could have, should, and should have, some sentences I'll give you. So when you see those sentences, you will understand them in a better way. So give it a try. Okay. And then we will talk about those sentences in the next class. All right, so here we are talking about should that we are using for suggestions. You are advising someone, and then you are using should. And see, sense जो है बहुत simple सा sense है, right? Suggest जैसे हम करते हैं, so वही sense निकल रहा है, right? So आपको क्या समझना है कि जब हम किसी को suggest कर रहे हैं, किसी को advice दे रहे हैं हम, तो हम should use करें, उसकी help से हम उसको suggest करेंगे, राइट, उसको हम एडवाइस करें, राइट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम किसी से बोल रहे हैं यू शुड नॉट प्ले हियर, यू शुड नॉट प्ले हियर, दिस इज नॉट अ प्ले ग्राउंड, यू शुड नॉट प्ले हियर, यू शुड प्ले इन द प्ले ग्राउंड। तो कितने सारे सजेशंस दे रहे हैं। यू शुड नॉट वॉच टीवी, right? You should not watch TV in the morning. You should watch TV after you complete your work, after completing your work, right? You can watch TV after completing your work. You may watch TV after completing your work. So see, we can use different modal verbs. There will be a little change in terms of understanding the sense of those sentences, right? So that way you can use them. Okay. All right. Now, there is one more situation. We also use should have. Now, this is a different structure. We also use should have and past participle. Past participle, it simply means verb third form, right? So like could have, right? Past participle in the same way, should have past participle. So जहाँ पे हम simply should and verb का first form use कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे हम structure follow करेंगे। All subject, कोई भी subject हो, singular, plural, उसके साथ आप should have use करेंगे, right? And उसके साथ verb third form, या तो हम verb third form बोलें या past participle बोलें, and then उसके बाद rest of the part that we call object. अब the situation is related to past. Okay. जब हम should have या could have past participle यूज कर रहे हैं तो हम वहां पे past situation की बात कर रहे हैं। अब past situation में जब आप यूज कर रहे हैं should have, तो आप किसी चीज पे regret कर रहे हैं या आपकी कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए था, कुछ हुआ नहीं, आपने कुछ एक्सपेक्ट किया, ऐसा नहीं हुआ, आप किसी चीज के लिए सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, रिग्रेट फील कर रहे हैं, राइट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने एग्जाम्स दिए, राइट, वहाँ पे आपका थोड़ा सा स्कोर कम आ गया, राइट, तो अब आप सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, राइट, सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं कि ओ एग्जाम दिया, मार्क्स कम आ गए। तो वहाँ पे उस सिचुएशन में हम हमारा क्या सेंटेंस यूज करेंगे, राइट। सो आप अपने लिए बोल रहे हैं, आप अपने आप को सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं और वहाँ पे सजेशन आ रहा है पास्ट सिचुएशन से रिलेटेड, राइट, दैट आई शुड हैव study, that form is study. I should have studied more, right? पास्ट की बात हो रही है, राइट, अभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ, राइट, क्योंकि रिजल्ट आया, मार्क्स कम है, तो आप क्या सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं, सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, रिग्रेट हो रहा है, राइट, पछतावा हो रहा है, क्या पछतावा हो रहा है कि मुझे और अच्छे से पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए थी, राइट। जहाँ पे हम सेंटेंस यूज कर रहे हैं आई शुड स्टडी मोर, ये हम प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन में एडवाइस दे रहे हैं, इसका पास्ट से कुछ रिलेशन नहीं, राइट। जहाँ पे हम वर्ब फर्स्ट फॉर्म यूज कर रहे हैं आई शुड स्टडी मोर, सो हम बोल रहे हैं मुझे और पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए। लेकिन जब हम पास्ट सिचुएशन में यूज कर रहे हैं, सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, रिग्रेट कर रहे हैं, राइट, तो वहां पे हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं स्ट्रक्चर शुड हैव एंड पास्ट पार्टिसिपल। ओके, क्लियर। एंड अगेन यहाँ पे सारे ही सब्जेक्ट यूज करेंगे हम, तो अगेन यहाँ पे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इसके साथ ये ऐड करना, ये ऐड करना। ओके, ही शुड हैव स्टडीड मोर, यू शुड हैव स्टडीड मोर, शी शुड हैव स्टडीड मोर। Okay, like that. Okay. So for example, someone is saying You shouldn't have, mm, all right, you shouldn't have gone there. अब क्या situation है when someone makes this sentence? You, all right, I'm saying shouldn't, so let's make it shouldn't. Okay, let's make it negative sentence. So यहाँ पे भी negative में हम सिर्फ simply not add कर देना. You shouldn't have gone there. It simply means what is the situation? That person went there, right? The person went there. Now the person feels sorry. Okay, the person feels sorry, and the person is suggesting that person, right? You shouldn't have done that. Okay, you shouldn't have gone there. आपको वहां पे नहीं जाना चाहिए था, right? आपको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. So it simply means कि ऐसा हो चुका है, ऐसा हो गया, अब हम सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं. जब भी तो यूज हो रही है सिचुएशन कि हम सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, रिग्रेट फील कर रहे हैं, राइट? इसलिए हम यहाँ पे हैव एंड पास्ट पार्टिसिपल यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके, यू शुडंट हैव डन दैट. आपको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. यू शुडंट हैव डन दैट. ओके, यू शुडंट हैव डन दैट. ओके, एंड जहाँ पे हम शुड फर्स्ट फॉर्म यूज कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पे सिंपली आप स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड एडवाइस दे रहे हैं. यू शुड डू दिस, यू शुड डू दैट, आपको ऐसा करना चाहिए. बट व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग हैव एंड पास्ट पार्टिसिपल फॉर्म, you are thinking about past situation, and related to that past situation you feel sorry, you feel regret, right? अब यहाँ पे इस सिचुएशन में एक्सपेक्टेशंस भी हो सकती हैं. एक्सपेक्टेशन के लिए भी हम यूज कर सकते हैं, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लेट्स मेक दिस सेंटेंस. He shouldn't have bought that mobile. Okay, so now you are talking to your friend. Okay, आप अपने friend से बात कर रहे हैं, and you are talking about mobile that you have recently bought. Okay, so वहाँ पे आप अपने friend से बात कर रहे हैं. Oh, my mobile is not working properly. I have bought it recently. I have bought it, and वहाँ पे आपका फ्रेंड, बिकॉज यू आर सेइंग दैट इट इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली, सो आपका फ्रेंड आपसे क्या बोल रहा है, राइट? ही शुडंट हैव बॉट दैट मोबाइल, राइट? सो बिकॉज यहाँ पे हम ऐसी सिचुएशन ले रहे हैं जहाँ पे फ्रेंड हमसे बोल रहा है, तो फ्रेंड आपसे जब बोलेगा तो वो ऐसे बोलेगा, यू शुडंट हैव बॉट दैट मोबाइल. आपको वो मोबाइल नहीं खरीदना चाहिए था, राइट? बिकॉज यू आर सेइंग दैट इट इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली. सो इट सिंपली means that that was not a good deal, right? That was not the right mobile or good mobile for you. You shouldn't have bought that mobile. आपको वो मोबाइल नहीं खरीदना चाहिए था. Okay, so we use for past situations should have and past participle form. Okay, क्लियर हो रहा है ये? ओके, सो शुड हम वर्ब फर्स्ट के फॉर्म, फर्स्ट वर्ब के फर्स्ट फॉर्म के साथ प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन में यूज कर रहे हैं. शुड हैव हम पास्ट सिचुएशन में यूज कर रहे हैं. एंड सेंस देखिए कि किस तरह से सेंस निकल रहा है. एडवाइस, सजेशन, रिग्रेट, सॉरी, एक्सपेक्टेशंस, इस तरह के सेंस निकल रहे हैं. ओके. So in the same way, you can make any sentence. You can make positive, negative. You can ask question. You can ask also WH word related question. So you can make all different sentences with all the modal verbs, right? So सारे modal verb को use करके हम सारे ही sentences बना सकते हैं. Positive, negative, yes no questions, WH word questions. तो ऐसे नहीं सोचेंगे कि सिर्फ positive sentences आएंगे, can से, सब सारे sentences आएंगे, या may say, might say, could have say, right? You can make all those sentences. The only thing is that the idea should be clear, that what you are thinking, what you want to talk about, right? Whether you want to talk about possibility, probability, you are thinking about present situation, or maybe you are thinking about past situation, you are thinking about past possibility, you are guessing, you are thinking about a situation where you had some option but you didn't choose that option, you are thinking about suggesting something, advising something, or maybe you are thinking about something related to expectations, related to regrets, right? Relate that come from the past situation, right? When you don't do that particular thing, and there you have regrets कि मुझे ऐसा करना चाहिए था. right? So that way you can make all sorts of different sentences. Again, the point is that when you think of different sentences, then only you understand, then you will get the clear idea how to use them. Okay. So let's take one example of question. So should we have talked to them? Okay. What is the sense of this question? Should we have talked to them? Right. So definitely this is related to past situation. You have not done like this, right? You haven't done it, right? And there the question is coming. Should we have talked to them? क्या हमें उनसे बात करनी चाहिए थी? So the person is saying, yes, yeah, you should have talked to them. आपको उनसे बात करनी चाहिए थी, right? So talking about past situation, right? And when you talk about past situation related to regrets, when you feel sorry, when you have some expectation, right? यहाँ पे expectation बोल सकते हैं हम कि किसी को expectation है जहाँ पे यूज कर रहे हैं question should we have talked to them क्या हमें उनसे बात करनी चाहिए थी and the sense is coming yes we should have talked to them, right? आपके पास ऑप्शन था लेकिन आपने वो यूज नहीं किया सो यू कैन से यस वी कुड हैव टॉक टू देम we could have talked to them but they were very busy or because we were very busy we couldn't talk to them we could have talked to them we should have talked to them right so you can make different sentences the idea is that all the sentences should be clear in your head and with that understanding you can make different sentences using different models, verbs, right? For example, with WH word question, so you are asking this question, where should he have gone? What is the sense coming? Where should he have gone, right? Asking question, right? Where should he have gone? Okay, उसे कहाँ पे जाना चाहिए था? So he didn't go there, and then the suggestion is coming. Okay, expectation is coming related to past situation, right? Where should he have gone? So someone is saying that he should have gone to his friend's house. He shouldn't have gone to his friend's house. He should have gone to his sister's house. Okay, so it could be any sentence, right? The idea is again that you understand. Okay. Now, quickly understand one more point here. There is one more modal verb that we use formally, right? And that is ought to. Ought to, it also means, it also works as should. Should की ही तरह वर्क यूज होता है इसमें भी हम सजेशन एडवाइस देते हैं थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस ये है कि ये फॉर्मल है राइट सो फॉर्मल इन द सेंस कि राइटिंग में यूज होता है राइट फॉर्मली जब हम किसी बात पे बात करते हैं वहां पे यूज होता है राइट कमी से यूज होता है राइट कमी से यूज होता है एंड मोस्टली वहां पे जब हम किसी को सजेस्ट करते हैं ड्यूटीज से रिलेटेड कि आपकी ये ड्यूटी है आपको ऐसा करना चाहिए वहां पे उन सिचुएशन में हम ऑट टू यूज कर लेते हैं राइट सो ऐसा नहीं है कि ऑट टू की प्लेस पे शुड यूज नहीं हो सकता शुड की प्लेस पे ऑट टू यूज नहीं हो सकता हम यूज कर सकते हैं उनको लेकिन बस छोटा सा पॉइंट ये ध्यान में रखें कि ऑट टू इज मोर फॉर्मल फॉर्मल है राइट सो फॉर्मल है एंड फॉर्मल किस सिचुएशन में यूज करते हैं जहाँ पे हम ड्यूटीज की बात कर रहे हैं राइट सो फॉर एग्जांपल हम सिंपल सेंटेंस ऐसे भी बोल सकते हैं यू शुड रिस्पेक्ट your parents okay someone is suggesting advising right you should respect your parents but if you say you ought to राइट सो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस क्या आया सेंस में कि ये आपकी ड्यूटी है या यू ऑट टू आपको ऐसा करना ही चाहिए दिस इज योर ड्यूटी यू ऑट टू रिस्पेक्ट योर पेरेंट्स okay you ought to respect your elders you ought to listen to your teachers right you can of course you can say you should listen to your teachers right that is also okay right but when you use ought to it becomes formal right it becomes a kind of sense that you want to give related to duty, that it is your duty. And when you use the word duties, it means something very necessary, is compulsory, right? So that way we use ought to, right? We use ought to, and the idea behind using ought to, that we can use in the same way as we use should, but it is more formal, right? And with ought, we always use to. Okay, so we don't miss to here. And after to, we use verb first form, right? We use verb first form. So like this, we can use ought to also. Okay, that almost plays the role as should, but with some difference. Okay. All right. Okay. So about modal verbs, there is a lot, right? So much information about modal verbs. So uh, once you start using them, once you start thinking about different situations, and then you try to use them as per the situation, right? So there you will understand, right, where to use what, right? And when you do that, and then you will get the idea, and definitely you will get the idea slowly. So it will not be like this, that you understand, and then from the next moment you start using all the modal verbs properly and correctly, right? There will be some confusion, there will be some hesitation, right? But if you keep on using, then you will get the idea how to use them. Okay, so today we have related to modal verbs, we have discussed different situations where we use could have, may have, might have, right? For a situation where you guess, right, you don't have the information, then you use could have, past participle, verb third form, where you had the option but you didn't choose. Then we discussed, talked about should, to for suggestions, for advising, right? And then we have past situation where we use a should have, past participle form, verb third form, right, to talk about regrets, sorry. Okay, and then similar to should, ought to is here, right? That we use for formal situations. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you some exercises. You will complete those sentences by yourself, just by understanding the sense that is coming out from those sentences. Okay. Mm, all right. I'm going to share that page with you. Okay. Here we go. Okay. See these sentences, right? For example, uh, here we have should have, right? Should have, shouldn't have, positive and negative. This you will understand just by reading the example. You will get the idea what to say, what to use. Okay. So for example, we got lost in Paris. Okay. We got lost in Paris. We, okay, what will you say? Okay. We should have taken a map. So we should have taken a map. Okay. You feel sorry, right? That you didn't do something like that. What was that? That you didn't carry map with you, right? And you have regrets because you got lost in Paris. So people are saying that we got lost in Paris. So they are talking about that, that we should have taken a map. हमको मैप लेके जाना चाहिए, right? Because हम पेरिस में घूम गए थे, right? So you will do all these 10 sentences. My uncle is in jail. Okay, so what is that regret? उनको क्या नहीं करना चाहिए था, right? The flowers died. Okay, what is the point that you feel sorry, right? That way, you will simply use a should have. Okay. So here we are using should have for past situations. You will complete all these sentences, and just understand the structure that you are going to use to talk about something related to regrets, where you feel sorry, where you have some expectations. Okay. Okay. Once more, I'm going to share with you one more exercise here. you will also complete this exercise and okay, this is related to okay, read the sentences and then as you read the sentences, then see how would you complete these sentences, okay, as per the situation. There are some sentences related to present situation. There are some sentences related to past situation. Right here, you are going to use can, can't, could, and couldn't. Okay, these are the modal verbs that you would try to use in all these sentences. Okay, so first sentence, last night. Okay, so someone is talking about last night. So what would be the sentence, right? I couldn't go to the party last night. I couldn't go to the party last night. There was a reason. What was that reason? Because I was sick. Okay. So that way you will complete all these 10 sentences. Okay. So you will see which situation or which sentence makes sense. Is it related to present situation? Is it related to past situation? So as per the situation, present or past, you will make sure that you are using can, can't, could, and couldn't properly, right? So you will use here can and could, okay? Okay, and you will see that positive or negative sentences, okay? What can you choose here? Positive or negative? Some of these sentences you can mention in the comment section if you want to, right? If you have some confusion, if you have some doubt related to any of the modal verbs, then you can talk about that also using comment section. You can ask question there, or if you think that you have some examples and in those examples, you are not able to understand that how to use, what to say here, which modal verb to use here. So if you have that confusion, if you have that doubt, so mention that doubt also in comment section. See, it is all about doing. It's all about thinking. The more you do, the better you understand, because the fact is that it is somewhat tricky. You have to practice a lot. You have to think and make more and more sentences to understand these modal verbs or their functions properly. So in order to understand their functions, how they are used, you have to think a lot. You have to make different sentences, right? And there you have to see that if you are thinking about something, what are the possibilities that you can use there, right? You can use in place of can, you can use could, may, might, right? How to use should have, how to use should, how to use could have, okay? How to use could only, okay, to talk about past situation. See, could is being used could in present situation also, could in past situation also with verb first form. For example, I couldn't go to school yesterday, right? So that is also past. I couldn't go to school yesterday. And there you had the option, right? But you didn't choose that, you didn't do that. There also you can use could have and past participle. So for example, I could have gone to school yesterday. I could have gone to school yesterday, but I didn't get up early in the morning, right? So I had that option. I could have gone to school, but then there was a reason, right? So that way, understand that where to use what and see whether you have understood or there is some confusion. Okay, can talk about that confusion using comment section. And with the modal verbs, we have different structures also. So keep on using those different structures, modal verbs, right? Keep on seeing that how to use them, how to make sure that you are making different sentences as per the situation. Okay. So this much for today, and we are going to continue in the next class. Till then, keep practicing, take care, and as you know, there are the classes also, so you can talk about those classes, right, with other people also. You can spread the message. All right, everyone. We are going to meet in